Are you ready to watch a very powerful video that will help you to get beyond your anxiety, not just in a calm state, but in a state of joy, of fulfillment, of being able to do the things you really want to do without that anxiety? I'm Alice Roorda and I'm a spiritual psychologist. In this video, I'm going to explain a bit about anxiety in different ways than you've heard it before. And then we're going to do quantum healing. We're going to work directly with the quantum field, with your higher self that knows it all. Your higher self that knows everything around your anxiety, where it's from, why it's there, what needs to happen for that to be removed. Quantum healing is not a hypnosis. You'll be fully awake. I'll be in the field. You hear what I do. It's not scary at all. It's actually super pleasant. And you feel while we go through that anxiety will go. You feel more calm and you get more and more in that state way beyond anxiety. It's my pleasure to take you through it. And I see you in the end of it. Hi. So let's do something about that anxiety of yours, because it's such a pain to be anxious while you just want to do the things that you want to do, and then that anxiety is holding you back, pushing you down, right? And before I go into how we're going to do that, there's one thing I really want you to know, because a lot of people that come to me for anxiety are not aware of that. You know, anxiety is a survival mechanism, and your survival mechanism is as if it is not dialed in well, let me say, as if you're constantly on the lookout, as if your system is constantly thinking there might be danger coming around the corner. The thing is, when you're anxious, your cortisol and adrenaline hormones are activated, and that you feel that nervousness in your system, right? Now, most people are just in a calm state most of the time, and when something happens, it gets elevated. There's this adrenaline and cortisol, and you feel that nervousness in your body. Let's say I have to do an interview and I feel a bit nervous. It actually helps me to perform better. Now, when you're often anxious, your baseline, meaning that you have a constant production of cortisol and adrenaline and you never go all the way down. You're here. When you think you're relaxed, you're actually still stressed. Your system is still stressed. So when you are going for an interview, your anxiety is through the roof. For me, that would be, I would cancel my interview, I think, if I would be that anxious. For you, that might be a state that you might be very familiar with. It is out of this world. It's too much for the situation that you're actually dealing with. That is because your baseline is so high. That means that you have had a lot of anxiety your whole life, and perhaps even when you were 2 years old, something happened in your life that you don't even remember, and your body started to be in survival, and it created a different baseline. A lot of people that deal with regular anxiety have an elevated baseline. So today we're going to work on getting your baseline down so you could be in a calmer state most of the time. But we're not just bringing you in a calmer, balanced state. We go beyond that. We go beyond the anxiety. We go beyond that paradigm between anxious and being calm. And you know, when you do breathing exercise or you go to a happy place or distract yourself, you're temporarily calm, but you always come back to that anxiety. So we're going to go beyond that. A place where you feel calm and joyful, relaxed and balanced, and can really do the things that you want to do without that anxiety. That's what we're going to do today. Yes, in one video. I'm looking forward to it. Are you as well? So I want to start with the guided meditation, where you're going to step into that desired reality of a state of allness. So what I want you to do is just close your eyes and just sit relaxed, as calm and relaxed as you can, without really doing a lot. So just take a nice deep breath and just breathe out calmly. And letting it all out. And let's do another one. And you lift your shoulders. And then you let your shoulders down. And then just notice your breath. You don't really have to do anything. You just focus on your breath and you notice how you take the air in and how you let the air out again. You might want to put your hand on your heart so that you feel with every breath that you take in that your heart or your chest just lifts a bit. That when you let a breath come out, that it contracts a bit, it lowers a bit. So I really want you to focus on that heart area for now. So that we're getting out of our mind and into our heart. All your focus is on your heart. All your focus is on your heart. There you go. And it doesn't really matter if you feel nervous or anxious or calm at this moment. It's absolutely fine. Just accept what is. There's nothing that you can do wrong. All right, now you relax your arm and you just sit relaxed and follow my guidance. I want you to imagine you're somewhere in the future. I know I just said it's now. We're going to pull it to now. But it's difficult to imagine that yet now if you're not it. So I'm just using this time so it's easier for you. So imagine just somewhere in the future, a while from now, where you have already been for quite some time, that person that is balanced. So just imagine that you're somewhere in the future where you're in a state of mind, a state of being, where you feel balanced. And if you have never felt that, perhaps you know someone that is balanced and is in that state that you would like to be in. So just use that image and imagine that that will be you. So that state of calmness, that state of balance, the state that you, time of your life in the future, where miracles happen today, so you became more that person that you really want to be, that does things that you want to do, that is not held back by anxiety, for whom life is easy and joyful. You have that life energy to do the things that you truly want to do. And you succeed in doing them. You feel secure. You feel happy. You feel good about yourself. And you notice that you feeling good about yourself really reflects to the people around you. Imagine that, how positive they react to you, you being in that state of calmness, of balance, of being yourself. Really feel you being yourself with all your beauty and amazingness and abilities and magic. You're in that state where you could say, life is good, life is perfect. Doesn't mean that every element is perfect, but you wouldn't want it any other way. You are in that state of allness. You are one with all that is. So really feel that in your body. How does it feel being there? Feel that in your body. That state of love, gratitude, not love per se for anything or anyone, just a loving feeling. And that gratitude for life and for yourself and for the people around you, for the things that you have around you. A pleasant state of being. Feel that in your body. Perhaps you can even amplify that feeling, make it even bigger. So really grow that feeling within you and feel that as if your whole body is full with that feeling. You can even imagine it at this white light, this bright, white, loving energy, loving light that is all in you, around you. You are all that white that is now somewhere in the future, right? And I want you to just keep that on the side of your mind and keep your eyes closed. I want to invite you to go to your current reality and in relation to that desired reality we just created. How is that different? How is your current reality different? Without going into the drama of it, just matter of fact, state it. This is different. Oh, that is different. Yeah. It's just this. It's okay. We're going to work with it. So you're here in that current reality. Imagine that desired reality, that state of wellness that we just described. And maybe you can visualize that. Is that far away from you, or is that close to you? Is there a path going there? Can you see that? If you're not visual, maybe it's just a knowing. It feels far away, or it feels close, or it might feel difficult or impossible, or you believe that that is not for you, or it's you're skeptic, or but see if that is that far, close. So how does that feel? Is that possible for you to attain or not? So what I want to ask you is to give it a number, that resistance towards that, that difficulty to get there, or that distance between where you're now and where you want to go. A 10 being a big distance, being impossible to be there, being not believing it's possible, wanting it, but really difficult. A 0 is you're already in that state. A 5 is like, yeah, I think it's possible, but there's still a lot of work to do. So where are you? Put a number to that number to resistance, and just go with whatever comes up. And write that down or remember that. Because in the end, I will go back to this scene and ask you not again to see if it's any closer, if your resistance is less, so we can really feel that difference from where you're now with that and where you're there later. So you can really step into it, right? So we have taken it towards you, let's say. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is narrow the gap of your current reality and your desired reality, so that we really take it into the here and now, so you can fully be that. Isn't that wonderful? So for that, I want you to give me access to your higher self. Now, let me explain that shortly. You have your conscious mind with which you're listening and taking the information and just gave it a number, resistance number. You have your subconscious mind, where all your trauma resides and your beliefs and your convictions, and from where you actually function while you think you are doing it. It's your subconscious very much that guides your life. And then we have your higher conscious. And that is really that part of you that was here before you came into this life and will stay there after you die. And there, with that higher self, family history is transformed to you and things in your DNA. So we're going to work with that higher self, that part of you that knows everything about you, that knows your purpose, that knows your traumas, that knows your root causes, and that absolutely knows what is between where you're now and where you want to go, that state of allness. And that will help us to narrow the gap. Because when we work just with a conscious mind, that's what you do in therapy, gets you so far, brilliant, gets you so far. And then you can work with the subconscious minds, you get way more done, and work with root causes, also brilliant, gets you also quite far. But now that we can work actually with the higher conscious directly, your higher conscious will orchestrate and inform your subconscious, and it knows everything. So I can connect with that simply because that's what I learned and that's what I've cultivated and became better and better in. So I can connect to that and just see what is there. And it works in a group because we took the anxiety, and with anxiety there's often a very similar things that are in the way. But I'm going to just read what is there, and I'm going to work commonly what is there for all of you. And you will see it feels almost as if I'm doing it privately with you, because most of it will resonate with you. All right. Now you have given me permission, give me a moment to connect with the fields. You don't really have to do anything. It's not an hypnosis. You just sit back, relax. You just notice what you notice. You might fall asleep. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to understand everything that I'm doing. That's also fine. Try not to analyze everything in a moment. Just try let it happen and allow it to happen. That is the best state that you can be in. All right, so let me connect so we can get started with this, right? So here we are. Thank you for the permission. So higher self, we're looking at everyone's live and in the replays, higher self, and working on from where everyone is now to where they want to be. And we have defined that as a state of allness, a state where we're all fulfilled, or where everyone is fulfilled, happy, in balance, or anything else that they have all individually activated there. That state, beautiful state, I agree. So please, higher self, make the perfect treatment plan, the perfect way, in the perfect order, and for the highest good and in the fastest and gentlest way possible. Thank you. So let me just tune in and see, or even more of what is in the way. So higher self, just guide me to, so let us start general. So higher self, please clear all that is in the way to that desired reality, to the state of allness, to the state of balance and fulfillment, and the ability to do the things you want to do and enjoy life, and that life energy that you have. So any resistance towards that, old resistance, coming from the past, brought into this current reality and is causing obstacles to that desired reality. So please clear that in the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do massive change history, and everything is needed. So in case you have your eyes open, my body always moves with the energy that is happening, that is transforming. So as long as my body moves, it makes strange movements, can't do anything about it. Things are transforming for you. So it's all good, right? It's all good. All right. So let's see. So let's just do a general clearance. I see lots of beliefs, higher self. So those beliefs, can we connect? Yeah. So let's just clear that. So can we clear the beliefs that are in resistance to that desired reality, and do massive change history, and everything is needed. Thank you. And there's a whole family history, and I feel the strongest from father's side somehow. And there's a little bit of mom's, but mostly father's side. So let's focus on that first. So higher self, do you see that resistance toward that desired reality coming from family history, father's side? Yeah, and really in this lifetime, when you were younger, since when you grew up, I will not go in details there because it's different for everyone, but things happen in your childhood. And sometimes that even happens without you realizing it. That felt unsecure. And that made you feel anxious. And there you took on a belief that the world is not a safe place. The world is a place where you need to be alert. That's where you have informed your system to be on alert. So higher self, I want to go to that original event in the family history on father's side, because He has passed that on, but also created it for you there. Yes. So is that original event, let's do that first. So that original event that created that agreement with yourself, you yourself, that the world is an unsafe place, that people are not to be trusted, or at least that they're not safe, that you have to be on constant alert, that there could be things happening to you that are not safe. So higher self, can we please clear out the original events from memories, of not the memories, from emotions, the emotions that go with it, that fear that was there in the original events, those insecurities that were there, and that feeling of unsafety. Can we clear that? That's no longer serving in that desired reality. Please clear that and do massive changes when everything is needed. Thank you. Beautiful. And we're still staying with that original events. Because with it is those beliefs of who you are, who you become, what you're capable of. Those are strong beliefs, all from that original event. So higher self, could we clear those beliefs related to that original event, be taken on and being played out throughout the rest of life? Please clear that and do massive changes for everything is needed. Thank you. So that is pretty stuck there, right? Is there anything you need help with? No. So, well, my body is getting this unstuck, or my body's just reflecting the energy that is getting unstuck in you. Just know that your body can also tremor, you can yawn or burp, or be a bit, your mind get absent-minded, dissociate a bit, or fall asleep, get very tired and distracted. Just stay with it. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're distracted, but don't go look on your phone or do something else. Just stay with it. Give yourself this time. And when you feel a bit anxious, just stay with it. You're doing well. There's a lot of things are shifting at the moment. Just allow it to be. That's the best you can do. Just allow that transformation to happen. Just allow it to be, even if you don't really know how it happens, what happened. But you might feel that in your system already shifting. This feels a bit lighter. There's still something there, original event. Let me have a look. What is there? Oh yeah. What I see there is that your body already started. I remember I talked about that elevated baseline. Okay, it didn't elevate yet, but this was the beginning of it. This is where your body was instructed that it's in survival, there's dangers, and then actually have never let go of that. So ourselves, that's instruction. Can we change that instruction? Please release that instruction first, as that no longer serves. So please clear that instruction that the world is an unsafe place, and that the body, the system, needs to be in constant state of alertness. Please clear that instruction and create, delete and destroy across all time dimensions, space and realities, just in case it comes from other times. That's a good one. Great. Good catch. So higher self, we're still here, everyone live and in the replay, incorporating everyone in. Just to be sure. But we are. Beautiful. Feels already a bit calmer. You feel it already feels a bit calmer. So let's see. Let's continue. Or let me ask you, just go back to that image what we have, you being in your current reality and your desired reality being or far away or a bit nearer or someone in space. And that perhaps you can see a path towards it, or you don't, or you just know where it is. Remember you gave it a number, that resistance, that distance towards that how difficult or easy it was for you. Where are you now with that? Where are you now? And perhaps you want to share that in the comments or do that in the end. Just feel that. We still continue, but just feel if that already feels any difference. There's still something to do. All right. Okay, and then you relax back. Just sit. You can have your eyes closed so you can focus, or have them open and see me making strange movements. Whatever you prefer. I've tried to do it without movements. It doesn't allow me to. So I've accepted it. This is what it is. As long as the healing is profound. All right. Let's go check back in. So where are we with this? Yeah, that. Tell yourself, can we go to that survival mechanism, that... Okay, let's first go to the chakras. There's some imbalance there. All right, I see that second and third. Yeah, or related to anxiety, right? Where you feel, because often when we feel anxious, you might feel that pressure in your chest, or you might feel in your stomach. I always, when I'm getting nervous, it's my stomach for sure. So ourselves, let's please first put it together. Now, let's first go to the second chakra, so around your navel, the sacred chakra. So ourselves, please clear that and polish that and balance that and raise the frequency to a higher field of energy and clear that, anything related and blocking from that being balanced and open. The master Jesus train, everything's needed. Thank you. And then we focus to the solar plexus. And with that we're going to, because that's the area where your survival mechanism is. That's the area that is constantly on alert. So we incorporate that there. So let's first just balance that chakra, please, higher self. And polish that, open that, and raise its frequency to a coherent field of energy, please. Thank you. All right, and since we're there, I would like to go, yes, it's pulling me in there, so it's pulling me towards that survival mechanism, that baseline of yours that is elevated, and maybe not as high as I indicated in the beginning, but it's pretty high. Okay, so yes, there's a raise, an elevation of baseline. So higher self, as much as is allowed today and is in the highest good, could we lower that baseline? Could we put it back to homeostasis, to a normal baseline, in the gentlest and fastest way, and with the least of processing for that to integrate in the system? Can we directly integrate that into the system and use all the supports that the system can give it, so that's directly integrated? Thank you. So please do that now and clear all the resistance to that being in place. Do massive change history and everything is needed. Thank you. So there's a lot of, not strange, your baseline is elevated. So there's so much tension in your system. So higher self, also please release with that. And that's what you're doing. I'm just supporting it. Release all that tension that is in the body, in the autonomic nervous system, in the fascia, in all the cells, that muscle memory. Release all of that as much as is allowed today, as much as in the highest good, as long as it's as gentle as possible, so that the integration of this and the processing is immediate. So take a few deep breaths and breathe out slowly, because here we're doing a huge release. There's so much stuck there, so it's taking it one by one, and my body is going stuck and then releases, right? So it's taking part by part, bit by bit. So let's just stay with it. Nothing scary is happening. It's your higher self instructing your subconscious mind to release that, because it's been holding on to that. Oh, I would say a lifetime. Holding on to that, believing it is still in that survival and it needs to be alert at all times. And we're letting go of that now. It's all good. There's nothing I do to you. There's nothing I change or implant in you. It is your higher self that I'm talking to, who is initiating this and allowing only that to happen, what you are able to handle, what you are able to release today. So just trust that process there. The more you're open and allowing it, the easier it can release it. And if this is also new for you, so your system is in alertness and skeptic, then I would recommend you to watch it again so that you're more open for it and really can allow this in. All right. To me, that feels so much better. How does that feel to you? Right? So much better. It might feel a bit out of balance in a way, but let's focus on the calmness of it. Of that there's more space in your body to breathe. Let's focus on that for a moment. It might feel very a bit uncomfortable because it's new, but just focus for a moment on there's so much more space to breathe, and maybe your body feels even a bit bigger, more expansive, right? Because it was so contracted before. It's more loose, it's more you feel that? You will get familiar to that. So higher self can be support. Yeah, why not? Higher self can be support, that becoming familiar with this new reality of that body that is so much more expansive and that is more calm and relaxed, and there's more space to breathe. So can you support that process of becoming familiar with that? So it's already a familiarity at this moment in time. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Great. Next. So higher self, please take and treat the following statements. And I want you, when you listen to this, really imagine this. Really imagine this while I say it out loud. And you might even repeat it out loud for yourself. So take and treat higher self. So the first statement is, I feel safe within myself at all times. And I trust myself at all times. And I forgive myself for having clinged on to this insecurity, to this anxiety, to this believing that the world was unsafe. I forgive myself for clinging on, of having clinged on to that for so long, believing that was true. I forgive myself for that, even if you didn't know. But forgive yourself for that. Clinging on to believing that that was true. And I forgive everyone that created that situation of unsafeness, that feeling of unsafeness within me when I was small. And I forgive the circumstances that might have created that feeling of unsafety when I was small. And perhaps it was even something that happened later. But often whatever happened later in your life is, we can all lead that back to when you were younger. It often gets repeated. All right. So higher self, please release those tagged and treated statements. Please strengthen them, and any resistance towards them, please clear that and do massive changes when everything is needed. Thank you. There we go. Getting all installed in your system. There we go. All right. I think this part is done. I have no idea about time. But there's something else we need to do, because I said we don't want it in the future, we want it in the now, right? So I want you to go back to that image where you're sitting where you're now, your current reality, in relation to that desired reality. So you can imagine that again, that state of allness, that fulfillment, that joy, that flow, that easiness, that being in balance and doing the things you want to do with such ease and joy. That state of allness. So imagine, where is that now? Is that still far away? Has it come any closer? Is it more attainable? Are you already it? Or is it still something between? Just notice that, and how much resistance is there now to that? 10 being max, 0 being none. Where are you now with that? You might want to write it down or keep it in your mind. We're coming back to that, because we're going to do a last stage of this. I want you to imagine yourself in that desired reality, as if your twin self is there already. So your twin self looks exactly like you. Perhaps it's slightly different, but let's say it looks exactly like you in that desired reality, because it's not that far at the moment. I would say that's how I feel it. So what I want you to do is to go towards that. I want you to move towards that, your current reality, moving to that desired reality where you're in, where you see your twin self. So move towards that. So you're facing each other. Say hi, greet each other, give each other a hug, whatever you want to do. And if you're not so visual, then just imagine that you're there. Perhaps you see a timeline and you just move ahead in time. What I want you to now, that future self already has that. It's already there. What I want you to imagine is that you're going to step into the body of that future self. You're going to step into it and you become one with it. And perhaps it's just a knowing, perhaps you visualize it, perhaps you can just imagine it. You becoming one with that twin self of you who's already in that state of allness. And you're breathing the same air, and your blood going through the same vessels, and you have the same muscles. You have become one. And you're downloading everything in your system, your current reality, what you need to be in that state. So you're downloading that state of allness into your body, into your system, into your DNA, into all the cells of your body, into your muscles, into your chakras, into your energy system, into your emotions, downloading all of that information, those abilities, those states of being into your mind. This is you, so there's nothing else than you that you're bringing in. So it's here now, within you. All right. So you become that desired reality. I want you now to shift that with you back to here and now. Either you step out of it and become here being that, or you just take that whole reality to the here and now. Whatever you're capable of doing, you do that. Just feel that activated body. We activate all of that now in your body. It's all there in your system. It knows it. You are that desired reality. You are in that state of allness. You are in that flow. You are able to do all the things that you want to do. You have that in your system. Feel that. Embrace that. Acknowledge that. Love that. How does it feel being that now here in your current reality? Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? That feels good. And amplify that feeling of love, this pure love, of flow, of bliss, of perhaps even just balance or calmness or light. Whatever it is you feel, embrace it. Embrace it. Don't go racing in your head trying to go to any old patterns you were in, old beliefs. Just stay with it. Stay with this right now. All right. I want you now again, go to that you being a current reality, and there's a desired reality, and feel how much resistance do you feel right now. What number is that? Have you become it, or is there still a bit of distance? Still a bit of resistance. So higher self, please clear all resistance to being that now. Having that in your current reality. And a resistance to that, please clear that and do a massive, massive change of 3. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Great. And slowly come back to where you're now. Move your body a bit and feel where you are, where you're sitting, the room that you're in. And I'd love for you to share in the chats, in the comments, how was that for you? How do you feel? What was your first number of resistance and your second, right? That we have those two and we see that everyone can see, and I love to see the transformation that you made. How do you feel right now? And I love you to come back in a few days. Normally it takes about 2-3 days for that being fully integrated and you really feeling that. Because part of you is still like, whoa, what just happened? What did we do? Huh? Let it settle. Let it settle in. And so it's already there, but your system is a bit confused and needs a bit of time to adjust to this. So give it 2-3 days and then come back and write what is changing in your life. It's not only around, I bet it's not only around anxiety. It's about things that are coming to you, or things are easier, or you feel more in your body, you feel more connected, you feel more secure. Notice how else that impacted your life and come back and let me know. It'd be so beautiful to hear. And if you liked what you watched, then just give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss another of these beautiful quantum healing videos or other videos that I will upload. It was a pleasure being with you. Have a lovely, lovely day. I hope you enjoyed that and you feel good now. You might feel a bit nauseous, a bit dizzy, or a bit of a headache. That will go in like half an hour or so. It's your body is just adjusting to very quick changes that you made, very big shifts that you made. Your body is always a bit behind of the things that have happened. So normally this is years of therapy. We just did everything in one session. So give it a bit of time to process. Water is important. Listen to your body. If you need to rest, you take a rest. And as I just explained, it's like 3 to 3 days for the whole processing to happen. You might feel a bit out of balance. You might even feel a bit anxious because you feel out of balance. Stay with it. It's all going to be better in those 3 days where it all settles and you can enjoy that state of allness, that state of relaxation, that state of being. If you like this, do subscribe and give it a like. That will really, really help me, and I will put more of these videos up, so enjoy the rest of them.